2, 1. We're live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this show. Let me do what one needs to do in one morning. Here we go. We are going. Facebook. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Here we go. There we go. Just need to share this in 2 places and we're good to go. We can get stuck into today's content. Here we go. Share. Maybe that's not even today. Let's do it this way around. Bear with me, everyone. Bear with me. If you can hear me, show me some hearts. If you're happy, show me some thumbs up. If you're excited, show me both. If you haven't shared this, please share it. You know, it's incredible what can happen by simply you sharing something as simple as this post. And I've got to close a few things down, that's for sure, because I can see that we are struggling with the Wi-Fi connection this morning, even though we're supposed to have super fast, super crazy fast, the fastest on earth. I bet they say that to everyone. Here we go. Let's post that. Let's close this down. Yeah, okay, we're here. So it's day 4 on principles, the principles that will change your life. Today, I want to discuss with you what my number 1 principle is, but also for you to think about, you know, what is yours. First off, give yourself a massive round of applause. Give yourself a pat on the back for being here. You don't have to be here, but you're here because what? You know, if pen and paper, absolutely essential part. A journal is an essential part, I believe, of creating an unbelievable life. Is your life worth living? Is your life, does it matter? Do you want to be proud of yourself? Do you want to leave a legacy in this world? Then leaving a mark. Look, dream big. If your life is worth living, it's worth recording. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be really specifically looking at a couple of key things. Why? How to journal and how to journal your way to success. And next week, we're going to be looking at, I kind of don't want to spill the beans till tomorrow, but I can't help myself. We're going to look at one of the most incredible tools that we use. It's called the Magnificent 7 to health and well-being, but we're also going to really start looking at energy and helping you guys have an abundance of energy. How many of you would like that? Show me some hearts if you're excited about that, about learning to be healthy. Because look, when we look at the principles of life, surely one of the principles should be your health and your well-being comes first. I know it doesn't always, but just imagine if that was the guiding light, the number 1 principle, the universal fundamentals of health. There are unique fundamentals to you because, you know, everyone is unique. No 2 people are the same. But when it comes to health and well-being, I believe that there are universal fundamentals. And I know some of you have looked into this before, but next week, we're going to really delve into it. And something you might want to do is, if you don't have a My365 journal, this is a great tool for you to chart the course, if you like. And there's a link in this post. You can click on it. You can just find out about the journal. But you'll be able to download something next week that you'll be able to use to really start looking and observing what you're doing. Who's excited? Who's just fired up? Someone says, I've frozen. Have I frozen for anyone else? My health is the most important thing because it's my foundation. So let me ask you a question. I've asked this question before. How much effort do you think you put in on a scale of 1 to 100? How committed are you to being the very best that you can be? Just give me a figure right now and just look at everyone's figures. Let's just have a look at that. And then let's delve in to our principles. Okay, let's have a look. Give me a figure. 65, 90. Thank you very much. I'm fine. I haven't frozen. Only joking. So look at the figures that are coming in now. People saying 100%. Fantastic, Ben, because that's gone up. Give me a figure. Some people don't want to give a figure. That's okay. But the reality is you probably know that you can do more. Look at these figures. And how many of you this week and last week, you know this number is going up. You know that the number is going. You know that you're more committed. And by the way, if you're a My365 Elite member, we've just launched, it's the 1st of June, our masterclass for the month, which is Mindfulness 365. Mindfulness to me is one of the most important tools that anyone can use, learning how to use their mind more effectively, learning how to focus their mind. And that to me is another one of the principles. So these are my top 7 principles, but there are other ones that just aren't on here. These are the My 365 principles. Principles are a way of just, it's like, this is your rules of engagement. This is the rules of your life, how you choose to live your life. And I guarantee you, and this is my personal challenge that I'm throwing out to all of you, is develop your own principles. I look at you like I look at a world-class athlete. I look at you as if I was personally coaching you one-on-one. You're in the room with me, and I'd be saying, look, if we want to do great things, if we want to achieve great things, let's start off by you deciding a set of principles that are going to move you through the world. And it might just be one to start off with. And I believe that one of the most powerful principles that human beings need to understand is multitasking doesn't work. So many people try to do too many things when they really need to focus on one thing. If you're multitasking, what that really means is you're doing 2 or 3 things not as well as you would be if you were doing one thing well. And this especially applies to any of you that are working on any type of self-improvement. I wouldn't encourage you to read 2 or 3 books at one time, one book. The same with our masterclasses. If you're an elite member, just do one at a time. In fact, masterclasses are designed for you to do one a month, and you watch it a few times. Whatever you're doing, we live in a world where we get so distracted now, more than ever, that we really need to work on fine-tuning our focus. And that's what one of the main things of the Mindfulness Masterclass is all about. So when we look at the principles of My 365, most of you know, quick recap, our first principle is that your future is unwritten. So say this to yourself right now: my future is unwritten. My future is unwritten. And also another principle, you have the power to do something about it. Right now you're here probably because you want a bit more power. That from listening to this, you get some power, you get some inspiration, and you go into your day ready to take the day on. Another key principle for some people is I must create my day. I must not react to the day. So if you just wake up and sometimes you do different things and there's no set pattern to how you create your day, then the chances are that you can have all the power in the world, but because you haven't gone to think, I need to write each day, I need to foresee as best as I can, what do I need to do to keep me in good shape mentally and physically? My goal is that by tomorrow, all of you present your principles, present them to somebody else, present them on video here if you want to, write them down, show them to someone. The best way to learn anything is to teach it, is to share it. That's why we ask all of our members, what have you learned this week? What have you achieved and what are you going to do with it? Our third principle is all about help and support and encouragement are to be had in abundance. And I'm sure many of you know that My 365 is probably one of the most powerful and positive communities in the world of like-minded people that are going, listen, I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you. I'm grateful. And to be grateful for this, grateful for the fact that you've given yourself this time. Be grateful for the fact that Pete Cohen, once again, has shown up for you so that you can maybe make your day a little bit better, that you can get a little bit more focused. Help, support, and encouragement are to be had in abundance. And then this is something that we didn't really look at yesterday, which is around victories. Celebrating. This is a victory. Guys, you're here today, you're watching. That's a victory. What else have you done today that's a victory? For me, I got up at 3:54 this morning, woke up before my alarm. I did my yoga, I did my meditation, I drank my water, I drink my healthy coffee, which I'm still drinking. I've made notes on things I'm working on. These are the things. They're victories, 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 victories. To be victorious, to conquer the world. It's not one big victory. It's little things daily, little things that sometimes can be missed. But rather than thinking, for me to be a genius, who wants to be a genius in their own life? Who wants to be a genius? Who wants to be a genius in their own life? By the way, multitasking, the reason I'm multitasking now, the multitasking doesn't work is our brains are just not wired up to focus on multiple things. We can do it, but we just end up not doing anything particularly well. Even computers often struggle to do multiple things. We've built computers almost to replicate how we think and act. They are getting better at doing multiple things, but we're not. We're not. And if we think we are, we're crazy. I know some of you have jobs where you have to multitask, but when you're working on your self-improvement, wherever possible, focus on one thing at a time. So we've got to celebrate our victories and celebrate them with other people. We tend to, this is a way of going from blaming and shaming to going to victories. You are victorious. How many of you have been here every day this week, made notes, done the best that you can? Could you have done better? Of course you could do better. And that's why our next principle is so powerful, that we believe everything happens for a reason. And I asked you, how many of you believe that? Everything happens for a reason. Whether you do or you don't, it's fine. But my challenge to you is, why not take that on as a tool that anything that happens, you could say, okay, this has happened for a reason. A very, very dear friend of mine, he's just been diagnosed with, it looks like what one of the most horrible things that anyone can have, that we all know what the condition is called. And we were talking about it yesterday, and we were talking about, just imagine if this happened for a reason. And part of the reason is that you need to teach people how to overcome this. You need to show people what you went through. And I can start to see that in my mind. And when my wife was really sick, the person that helped us, remember, help, support, and encouragement. We all need help. We all need support. We all need a network of like-minded people. I phoned up my coach, and one of the things he said is, what is Hannah going to do when she gets better? What? She's been given 18 months to live, and you want us to think about when she's going to get better? Yes, of course. Vision expands your horizons. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes it's hard to look at that in the heat of something really difficult, but just try it on a day-to-day basis with little things. If you want to be a better version of yourself, it's not just showing up here. That's a start. That's getting started. It's what you do. It's what you do when we finish this broadcast. It's the notes that you've made. It's what you decide to then go and take into your day-to-day life for you to become a better version of yourself. Everything happens for a reason. We've got two more, which we'll look at one more now, and then let's all go about our days. I'm excited to share with you the next couple of weeks. We're going to be looking at journaling, and we're going to be looking at the Magnificent Seven for health. I want to help you get healthier, have more energy. I want you to be on top form more of the time. How many of you want that? I'm not saying life is easy. I don't think life is easy. I think life is amazing, but I don't think it's easy. I think it's really challenging. And that's why in many cases we need the strength for two. The strength for two. What does that mean? So that when you're called upon to act, you've got the strength of almost two people to do what you need to be done. That's why we need to eat well. That's why we need to sleep well. That's why we need to be the very best that we can be. And is it worth it? That's up to you. Everyone else in society today, they seem to want everything just like this. They want a pill to make them better. They want, rather than taking ownership, extreme ownership. We're going to do a week on that, by the way. Extreme ownership. You can't get rid of me. I'm going to be here for a long, long, long time as a constant force in your life. One of my visions is that you'll be able to look back one day and think, that guy was there for me. Why? Because he cared for me. He wanted to bring out the best in me. I can't do that for you, but I know you can. So that brings me on to our sixth principle, which is Kazan, which is a Japanese word for baby steps. Kazan. Write it down. Good to see you, my friend Eddie. Taking ownership. It's not easy, when you've got a business and you've got kids, but be the example in your life. As difficult and as challenging as it is, that's what you're put on this earth to do, to be an example, to leave the world in a better place that you came here in. But if you want that, you're going to have to work for it. And why not enjoy the process? Kazan is baby, baby, baby steps. Happy, beautiful day. You can see this, our logo. It's a speech bubble. Why? Because you get a chance to speak out. Not be judged. You get a chance to speak out and say what you want. You get a chance to take baby steps. If you look at anyone who's successful, it's baby steps. Little things done every single day. That's where geniuses are made. Geniuses aren't born. Mozart wasn't born a genius. He had to practice and practice and practice and practice. And that's what you're doing. You're practicing. I respect you. I care for you. Our last principle is there's no such thing as failure. You only fail when you give up. So when you give up, I don't know about you, there have been times in my life when I was very ill in my 20s, I wanted to give up, completely give up, you know, but I didn't, and I'm still here. You can't fail with My 365. You cannot fail. My advice is just keep showing up, keep being here daily, keep learning, developing that learning mindset. I want to see tomorrow from you, what are your principles? Whether you've got one principle or two principles or five, or I wouldn't make them too many because you want to be able to remember them. You want to be able to recite them, write them down, type them out, show them to someone, show them to us. Share your principles. If you do it, people might hold you accountable and said you were going to live by those principles. Don't do this half-heartedly, my friends. Don't go around the My 365 swimming pool just dipping your toe in. Let's dive in and let's go to work on doing something incredible. You want things to go wrong. You want things to be difficult because that's where your growth is. And lastly, I'm going to say this. Kazan, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. We all know this. We got to get uncomfortable. We know that. Why? Because that's where your growth is. You're not going to get what you want by staying where you are. You're going to get what you want by getting slightly uncomfortable, where you stretch yourself every single day. Who's ready for a summary? Thank you, Instagrammers. Much love to you all. Let's have a summary. Guys, if you haven't shared this, please share it. I know some of you, maybe if you look at your feeds, you'll see that me on there quite a lot because you share it. And I appreciate that. But I just know that one person is going to listen to this, at least from you having shared this, and it's going to change their life forever. So give me 1 second. Let's just do a quick post on here, a quick summary of today. So here we go. This is day 4. Thank you everyone who's here today. I really appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't shared this, please share it on Facebook Live. What have you been looking at this week or this day? We've been looking at the principles, your guiding force in your life. And for me, there's only one real guiding force, and that's myself. Me taking extreme ownership in my own life. We've looked at today Kazan, which is a Japanese word meaning baby steps. You can be a genius. Everyone can be a genius. Geniuses are not born. Anyone can be born with talent. You were born with talent. But to bring that talent to the surface, it's going to be what you do daily. Showing up here daily should be a major ritual, a major principle for you. I'm excited to see everyone's principles and to learn from you. That's how we learn. We are an unbelievable community of like-minded people. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for day 5, and next week is going to rock. Next week is going to rock because if any of you are interested in improving your health and well-being, you want to be here next week. Have a great day. Check out the My 365 journal, and we'll see you tomorrow bright and early, 7 o'clock. All the best. Lots of love.